Hey there, teacher friends. It is Tuesday evening, and I'm going to make it a habit this year to come on every Tuesday evening or at least once a week and chat with all of my teacher friends. And as you guys can see, I have a little guest here today. I will let her introduce herself in just a minute. But it is Tony here, your personal teacher cheerleader. I am always rooting for other teachers because I really believe in what you do, primary teachers. You are making a difference in the world every single day. Never ever forget it. If you're hopping on, please go ahead and say hello, Tony. Say hello, pop in. Let's see how you guys are doing on a Tuesday evening. Here in Kentucky, it is 7 o'clock. We are 1 hour until bedtime. We got to get this little stinker and all kinds of others in the bed very, very soon. But this is my very special guest tonight. Can you tell him your name?
Raegan.
Raegan. Tell him how old you are, Raegan.
6.
6 years old. And what grade are you in?
Kindergarten.
Kindergarten. Tell him how much you love kindergarten.
A bunch.
You love kindergarten. Kindergarten rocks. If you are a kindergarten teacher, pop in and say hello to Raegan. She just wanted to join me tonight, believe it or not. Hi. Oh, thank you. Heidi says you're so cute. She lost her tooth. Show them your tooth. Oh, yes, and the other one's loose. I'm hoping it will come out soon. But Raegan is in here with me tonight because Raegan is a big sister, and she has... Hi, Rosanna. Thank you. Good to see you. Raegan is a big sister, and she used to be a big sister to only one, Kristen, but very recently we got 2 new children here in the house, a little girl who's 4 and a newborn baby. Well, he's 2 months old now. So Raegan come in here to hide away from the others with me tonight. So you guys can pop in and say hello to Raegan. Okay, everyone says hi, Raegan. Say hi.
Hi.
Raegan loves kindergarten. It's her favorite thing. She was very blessed to get a wonderful kindergarten teacher. So let's get started. Let me first tell you guys that last week we had a big bang with Susan over morning meeting. And Susan and I we created this file to help you craft an epic morning meeting. It's a cheat sheet. So all the things we talked about last week are in that cheat sheet that you can grab over at teachertony.com/morning meeting. We have some other friends, Raegan, Stacy. Hi, Stacy. And Randy says hi. All kinds of hellos to Raegan. Thank you, guys. But today we're not talking about morning meeting. We're actually talking about bad teacher habits. And before we get started, though, I need to announce the winner of last week's TPT gift card. It was Julie Schick. Now, Julie, I may say your name wrong, your last name. So, Julie S. won the TPT gift card from last Tuesday. And tonight I'm going to give another one away to be entered every time you comment. And if you like the post, of course, you are entered to win that $25 TPT gift card. So, hey, guys. Hi, Joanne. Good to see you. Oh, my goodness, all the way from Australia. That's awesome. So cool. But every time you comment, you're entered to win. So we're talking about something very important, and that is our bad habits. Now, I'll be the first to tell you guys I carry around a lot of bad habits, and I've had a lot of bad habits in my time. Everyone has bad habits, and all of us more than likely have teacher bad habits. So why am I talking about teacher bad habits today? Well, that's because I care about you. I really care about you, and I want you to be joyful in what you're doing. And if we can break some of our bad habits, we can be happier and have a bigger impact on our kids. Be more joyful and spread that joy. So today, that is what we're talking about. Hey there. Oh my goodness, from Canada. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us from Canada tonight. So we're talking about bad habits and how they drag us down as teachers. We want to rid our lives of all the bad habits that we can and it's good for us to focus on our teaching and how we can improve it. So let's talk about some teacher bad habits that we can bust. We need to bust them out of our lives, get rid of them forever. Say adios, goodbye, never come back. Don't let the door hit you. Hi, Lauren. Lauren says hi. Hadley's mom says hi. And so tonight, let's talk all about that. So if your New Year's resolution was like mine is every year is to lose weight, okay? Every year I'm going to lose weight. It's a never-ending process. If you're going to shed some weight, why don't we shed some teacher bad habits so that we can be happier, more kind to others, and more joyful in the classroom. So that is what we're talking about tonight. Everyone who comments, of course, will be entered into that gift card winning. So how do we break or bust these teacher bad habits? How do we get rid of them? So there's the first thing we have to do is we have to identify what they are. What isn't serving you well as a teacher? What is keeping you from being the teacher that you always dreamed you would be? I don't know about you guys, but let me know in the comments. When you were little, did you play teacher? Raegan plays teacher a lot, don't you, Raegan? She loves to play teacher. Think back to when you were a little girl or a little boy, if there's any boys watching. And when you dreamed of the kind of teacher you would be, you were fun, you were energetic, you were just so happy. Remember back in the kid days when we would look forward to the day we could grade papers and take care of the bad behaviors. We put the kids in timeout when we were playing, all those things. So when we think about these bad habits that we need to bust, we need to identify things that keep us from being that kind of teacher, the kind of teacher that we dreamed of being. So that is what I want you to think of tonight. I want you to identify a bad habit that you could kick out of your life and would make you the more joyful teacher that your students deserve. So I'm going to give you my example. And I actually did a podcast about 3 teacher bad habits to bust. And in that podcast, I talked about imposter syndrome and staying late after school, how we need to bust that out, and negative talk with other teachers. Those are habits that, for the most part, I've busted. Very, very seldomly do I go back to those old bad habits. But currently, I do have a bad habit, a bad teacher habit that's keeping me from being my optimal self. That's keeping me from being my happiest self. Oh, your cousins were your students. That's so sweet, Shannon. Hi, Alicia. Yes. Oh, you played with your sisters. I always got mad when I played teacher and my little sister wouldn't let me be the teacher. She's not allowed to be the teacher. I'm the teacher. But anyway, so here is the bad habit that I currently have that I'm trying to bust, and I'm going to use as an example tonight. So the first thing you do is identify it. What's keeping you from being a more joyful and more impactful teacher? Well, my bad habit is that I compare myself in a negative way to other teachers. Give me a big yes, ma'am, or something in the comments. Do you ever compare yourself negatively to other teachers? Now, we can always learn and grow by looking at other teachers and using them as an example. But sometimes instead of saying, well, I want to be more like this teacher, I think more negatively, like, oh, I'll never be that good of a teacher. Or, wow, they're doing this and that, and I'm so jealous. I wish I could be more like that, but I can't. Have you ever done that? What a horrible habit. That is definitely bringing me down at points in my teaching and making me feel inadequate. So that's the bad habit I'm going to use as example. So first, identify your teacher bad habit. Hi, Joanne. Thank you for chiming in. So once we identify the bad habit, we decide what isn't serving us well. Of course, me comparing myself negatively to other teachers is not serving me at all. the next thing we need to do is to find purpose in breaking that bad habit. We need to find some real reasons to bust it, to break it, to get rid of it forever. So, how do we do that? Well, first we need to think about what damage is it doing to us as teachers. Well, whenever I compare myself to other teachers, nothing productive is happening. It is making me feel sad. It's making me feel depressed, inadequate. It's kind of like keeps me from moving forward. It keeps me from doing better when I think negatively about myself. So that's the damage it's doing. And then think about what benefits you will find from ditching that habit. Well, if I never thought negatively of myself, comparing myself to other teachers, I would be more productive. I would be happier. I would feel more adequate for my students, and all those things would be benefits. So that is my purpose in wanting to quit. And like I said, this is real. I'm really working on this. So I've identified the bad habit. I found purpose in ditching it. So the next thing I need to do is to find some steps to improve it. How am I going to improve this bad habit, and what process do I need to follow to get better? So I wrote down some steps that would help me to get better at this, and I highly recommend you choose your bad habit and do the same. So step number 1 is I need to stop scrolling through Facebook all the time and reading everything and being jealous of other teachers. I need to stop focusing on other teachers so much. Hi there, Jessica. Thank you for joining. Stop focusing on other teachers so much, like on Facebook, social media, all those places where everyone puts all their best news. I need to stop spending so much time in those places. And when I feel inadequate and when I start this negative comparison, I am going to start saying 3 things that I do well. So I'm going to make a list of 3 things that I do well, that I think I do better than maybe some teachers. And when I start feeling that way, I'm going to remind myself of those 3 things. So I'm really good at phonological awareness. I love teaching phonics and phonological awareness, and it's one of my strengths. And I teach a lot of people about that. So that is one of the things that I feel like I do great. And I'm going to remind myself of that when I start feeling bad. And there's some other little things I feel like I'm good at. And I'm going to say to myself whenever I start feeling inadequate when comparing myself to other teachers. All right, and finally, the last step is I'm going to remind myself that no one is perfect. Even if this other teacher looks perfect and they're doing everything right on the outside, no one's perfect. Not a single soul on the planet is perfect. So, we all have our strengths and weaknesses, and I'm going to remind myself that this person may be really incredible, but they're not perfect, and I can always work hard to be more like them, but I should never feel inadequate whenever I am comparing myself to them. So let's go back and review real quick. First thing to bust a bad teacher habit is to identify the bad habit you want to bust, then find purpose in ditching that habit. Write down some steps to improve. Yes, baby. Huh? We got 3 thumbs up. Yay! Raegan says we have 3 thumbs up. Thank you, Raegan. All right. 4 hearts. You know your numbers, that kindergarten teacher. She's doing great with you. All right. And next thing we need to do is write down our bad habit that we're going to bust. Now, this is something you should do with all of your goals. Always write down your goals. Get this. You are 42% more likely to achieve your goals if you write them down. So 42, my goodness, that's very close to 50% more likely. If you could increase the likelihood by 42% just by writing it down, then do it. So somewhere where you look, write down this bad habit that you're going to bust. to remind you that that's something you want to work on. Put it on a Post-it note in your car, on your teacher computer, somewhere that you'll see it every day. Say that I am going to stop making negative comparisons about myself when thinking of other teachers, or whatever your bad habit is. Maybe your bad habit is, I'm going to stop staying after school so late because I'm wasting time, precious time with my family when I do that. So write down your bad habit that you're going to bust and keep that goal with you. And then finally, I recommend highly that you find some accountability. Find someone to share this with. You can share it with me right now if you want to, if you'll feel comfortable doing that. What is a bad habit that you're going to bust, a bad teacher habit? And I'll hold you accountable. And when it's out in front of the world, of course, you're going to work harder at doing it. So find some accountability. Find a friend, find a colleague. Maybe tell your husband or your partner that this is what I'm going to work on to get better at, because I want to be a happier and more impactful and joyful teacher. So just a recap: identify the bad habits, find purpose in it, define the steps to improve it, write it down somewhere that you will see it, and then find some accountability. Those are the steps to bust a bad teacher habit. Please, if you'd like, go check out the podcast. I did 3 teacher bad habits to bust. And make sure to like and comment, because that gets you entered into the TBT gift card giveaway. And with that, Raegan, do you have anything you want to say?
Bye.
Bye. Say bye.
Bye.
Say bye. Raegan, tell everyone what we have at our house now.
We have a baby brother and another sister.
A baby brother. He's so cute, isn't he, Raegan? And Raegan's my big helper. She helps me everything I do with the baby. So I'm so proud of Raegan. All right, tell him, say thank you for coming.
Thank you for coming.
Have a great evening, guys. Bust those bad teacher habits ASAP. Oh, thank you, Jessica. This is my big baby. She's my big 6-year-old baby. All right, guys, have a great evening, and we'll see you on Tuesday, a week from today. Bye.
Bye.